How's it going, crypto community? This is Jade Martian, and you're watching the Martian Report. Real quick, if you're new, before we go on, please hit that like, smash that subscribe, and ring that bell so that you can stay up to date on all news regarding Ripple and their cryptocurrency XRP. I do deep dive videos and articles as well as technical analysis. Before we jump into the video, actually, I'm going to do a brief technical analysis to give everybody a little bit of an idea where the market is at right now, as this will be a video I publish as soon as I finish recording this, right? So, with the price, we see that XRP has had this nice low fall down here to 38. Anybody who's familiar with my previous TA videos where I go in depth, you'll know that I said that there's a high probability of us coming down to test this bottom range, and we did. And so the beauty of this is that when we came down and touched it, we didn't actually break our 0.236 on the Fibonacci. What that means is that the price doesn't want to go down there, and so this is a bullish sign to me, right? As you'll notice on the screen, there are red descending stairs, this yellow zigzag, and then green ascending stairs. These are the possible price ranges that I was projecting that could occur. Came to this conclusion back on the 4th. So everything's playing out within these three ranges I've drawn out, and we're basically staying within our neutral range, which I said was most likely to be what we'll probably see. But we'll see how this current upward trend that we're seeing form plays out, right? So if we're going to see some bullish momentum come in, it'll probably be within the next 6 to 10 hours. And so if you are not in and are bullish on a very short-term return to previous highs, right where we're at about now is actually a pretty decent time. By the time I post this, I wouldn't be surprised if the price has actually come back down to test this range again. And if you're now watching this and you see the price testing this range, and you're seeing the price do what it did here, where it's rejecting back up to close above it, then that's a pretty good indicator that you're going to see the price return back into this green trading range in the very near future. So that's a short-term play that I see. Now, another play, obviously, because I like to give both sides, is when we come down here, if we're not seeing the price reject off of this, then we're going to see the price come back down to test this region, right, this 38. That would be okay. Actually, I like to see these form. They're what's known as double bottoms, right? We actually had a double bottom form right here, right? Now, if you notice, the candles on here closed below our price from our candles from the previous, but the price never dropped below our wicks, these little lines falling down. The price never actually fell to these low ranges. That's why we can say that we're in an ascending pattern overall, right, for the long term. So we're hoping to see, we could hope to see a double bottom form, maybe off the top of right here, right? And then we'll go see the price lift back up. Now, if you're wondering why I'm not really giving you prices, it's because I'm using Bitstamp to determine these prices due to the fact that it has the longest price chart available on TradingView. So I feel that it is the most accurate as far as long-term trend indicators, which I like to rely on a lot. Now, I've already covered enough of this. Obviously, as I said, those are your two scenarios where we go up to test this range up here, and if not, we're going to see the price break down to form a double bottom down here before then obviously rising back up. So without further ado, let's jump into a little bit of an old article, but an article that some people are not aware of. Some Americans are already paying their taxes in Bitcoin, right? So one US state is pushing the boundaries on the controversial cryptocurrency. The online retailer Overstock will take advantage of a program in Ohio announced in November to pay a portion of its taxes using cryptocurrency. Overstock was an early adopter of Bitcoin, becoming one of the first major retailers to accept Bitcoin for payment on its site. all the way back in 2014. Overstock Chief Executive Officer and founder Patrick M. Byrne said in a statement that thoughtful government adoption of emerging technologies when accompanied by non-restrictive legislation over these technologies. So basically, he's saying that this is the best way to move forward in the US and other advanced economies. I was kind of confused. I was like, that's not a complete statement. But they just stopped the quote and started paraphrasing. Sorry about that. So the plan may sound like a gimmick, but it could actually be a money saver for businesses in the crypto space, said Narej Agrawal. I'm certain I butchered his name. Apologies. Director of Communications in Washington, D.C., which is with the DC-based cryptocurrency policy think tank Coin Center. This would be a good idea for a business that already has a lot of Bitcoin, as it saves them the step of converting their Bitcoin to dollars before paying taxes, he said. Now they will just be converting right at that moment of payment. The same goes for people looking to pay their personal income tax with cryptocurrency, which is not currently allowed in Ohio, but will eventually be added. In the second phase of the program, Ohio State Treasurer John Mandel told Bitcoin Magazine. So, in phase 2, we hope to expand OhioCrypto.com to include individual personal taxes, and also to expand beyond just Bitcoin and include other cryptocurrencies as well, he said. We thought the most intuitive and responsible way to begin this initiative, because it's the first time it's ever been done in America, is to start it off right. And that is by only allowing businesses to pay with Bitcoin and expand it out from there. So, as with all cryptocurrency payments, the transaction will trigger capital gains taxes on the Bitcoin used to pay taxes. So, you'll have to pay taxes on your taxes. And that's why this is important, that they transition into accepting Bitcoin if they're going to charge you for your gains on Bitcoin, so that you're not just giving them all your money, because obviously everybody would just find ways to hide their crypto and nobody would pay any kind of tax on their gains, right? That's really why this is taking place. And I'm also covering this article that's old for anybody that's wondering, because a lot of you don't know that this is actually a thing, that this is a series of events that's now unfolding, and Ohio is essentially the testing zone for this new way to pay your taxes. So I'm really interested to see where it's going to go. And of course, it wouldn't be a Jade Martian video without Brave popping an ad up. I was actually like, if you saw me mousing over the Brave Rewards browser, I was like so convinced that we weren't going to get one. I was like, this is interesting. Nothing yet. But alas, there it is, and I apologize. And especially since it just derailed this whole video. But the beauty of that happening right there was I was actually just about the end of the video. So thank you for tuning into the Jade Martian report, or to the Martian report with me, Jade Martian, and I hope to see you in my next video. Once again, if you've enjoyed my content and haven't already, please hit that like, smash that subscribe, and ring that bell. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video, because as I always say here on the Jade Martian report, I've been Jade Martian, and I'll see you on Mars.